laughing your ass off at my team.
There's also...
Shut up. He's a lock. He's in your team. He's a lock.
Yeah.
He's a lock. What?
You don't even have the box. Did you not learn your lesson last? You also got Fire saying that he's going to become a full-time midfielder. Nice hair, by the way. And
I think it's weird.
played 3 games. Now, we said that last year. You know why? He's a year younger. He's a year older. He broke down last year. After how many games?
This year?
They're always huge.
They're always huge. Have you seen him though?
Say it like that. You got Reed at F2. My Reed is at F5. There is a stark difference in our forward line. A huge difference in our forward line. My forward line will smash your forward line spacing.
So you're...
Welcome back to SuperCoach Masters. I am Jordys, and alongside me is Matty.
And I'm Mattys alongside Jordys. He's right here, champ. I think something needs to be given up today. It's been a long time coming. It's been around this for about a good 4 weeks. Jordy, let me crown you as this week's champion of... How does that feel, champ? How does it feel to be a winner? How does it feel to beat me for 1 week?
I just knew it. I knew it. Like, it's a long game. SuperCoach is a long game.
It's a long... Oh, what, champ? It's a long game. How many injuries did you have this week?
Just as much as you, I think.
I wouldn't say just as much.
There's
2 trades.
All right, so let's recap, guys. So
what a week of carnage, though.
What a week of carnage. And there was Gawn's out, there was Rankins out, there was Miller's out, there was Days out. There was a lot of
There was Beanies. There were Fishers.
There were a lot of harsh words spoken last podcast. You said, who cares about Day? What are you talking about Day for? Day would have came handy.
Day would have came so handy.
This is why I'm talking about him. Yeah. So anyway,
Champ, where's mine? That was a bought coffee. Where's the tea? It's a McCafe coffee.
This is actually pretty good. Thank you for the coffee shouts that we'll get into.
He's the only one reaping the coffees, literally.
Champ, you got to be scoring like this. 2, 3, 4, 2. What did you score today, Champ?
2, something with the 0.
So now, before we get into the coffee shouts, let's just recap our trades because there's some funny things on both sides. I'll go first. So,
what did you trade out?
I opted to keep Gawn. Heaney and all those Fisher and all those absolute idiots, and I went
Philippou.
Garcia to Philippou, which was a great trade, and he'll be my F6 rotating with my new F7, Jesse Hogan.
Jordys, Jesse Hogan.
I spoke to you earlier. I could only afford someone under 390k. I was getting rid of Davis Wally because he was managed, not admitted. He was managed. But I needed a player else I would have copped to 0. So I thought it's either him or Draper. I had Draper in my team. Matty sent me a couple of messages.
All I said, I had a look at it. It was like, I was out at Saturday night for a work function dinner, and I saw there was I said I saw there was a Draper in Jordys team. All I said to Jordy was Draper with a couple of emojis. That was it. Well, and all of a sudden Draper's out of his team, but I didn't even get a response back
because I was tinkering till the last second before the lockout for that Essendon game. Draper. Even though he scored well, I don't think he scored as well as he should have against Harrison Petty.
You said he was going to average 90 for the rest of the year.
And now, I didn't get him, so I'm going to give it what he is. But now, Petty wasn't that bad against him, and now you think Essendon losing a game they should have won, you think maybe Goldstein will come back into the team being an emergency. But enough about that.
So wait a minute. So you're saying that...
The only other option was Jesse Hogan.
You say that Jesse Hogan for the rest of the year is a better option than Draper?
F7. And I think if Goldstein comes in,
Then who's your F6 Philippou? Okay.
Yeah. So that's how I'm going to go, and hopefully we can get some VFL reinforcements for your team and myself. We'll get into that a bit later. But let's get into the coffee shouts. The reason why I'm having a McCafe mochaccino is let's get up to Kick Sunt Hall of Fame, and we have 3 superstars: Vinny, Vincenzo, Vincent, Vinny. He says, "I'm out of trades."
Me too, champ. Me too.
We didn't get into your... We'll get into that later. My balls are to the wall. Time to get on Jordy's Viagra tea and pray for the Philadelphia Fisher returns. I'll leave you with this. There are 3 certainties in life: death, taxes, and wasting a trade on dead ends like Zach Reed and Ethan Phillips. Bring on 2025 legends. Cheers, Vinny. And
I think there's a lot of people at this stage that want to bring on 2025. Our co-host that appears occasionally, Jamie. He's already planning for next year. He lost to, I think, the second last bottom of the ladder. He's done.
That's harsh. And you know what? I feel like everyone that has Lachie Neale has such a big upper hand, not only in an absolute uber premium that's scoring really good, they has someone who's a massive captaincy option. When and you had Merritt captain, even though last week, guys, if you followed my advice, I had Merritt vice captain, Butters captain, you would have been relatively happy. Yeah. But I did say Lachie Neale if you had Lachie Neale. Don't have Lachie Neale. And I wanted to watch that Dacos Friday night.
What did you get, 140?
142,
Jesus
I believe.
Christ, that lucky Neil Saban.
So second highest scorer, I believe. That's underneath Toby Green. And yeah, Matty, I think that people with Lockie Neal has got a really good step up, especially with weeks like this when all the other premiums. Anyway, Friday Night Football, Matty.
Can you believe this?
Collingwood Geelong, I wanted to watch Dacos. I wanted to cheer
We
him.
all did.
It was disappointing. The plan was Merritt into Butters, and I just
Should have just left Bond captain, but then I saw Chinchota. He did a real good job, but that Bailey Dale was on 98 at half time, and obviously Chinchota went to him instead of continuing the role with the Bont. That left Bont off the leash at half time, but Dale got nothing, pretty much 20 points afterwards.
Nothing. Now, Matty.
Yes.
Wahab has only brought 2 coffees.
Champ, he must have had a really bad week.
No, Matty. Only 2 coffee reviews this week. 1 normal one for Matty, and 1 with 3 salts for Jordy for making me hold the stinky fish.
He's a very stinky.
Now, Wahab, I'm only trying to save you some trades. Like you now know, having 0 trades left and a Took Miller decaying on your bench.
Champ, Took Miller.
The trades are important. And all I was trying to do for you, Wahab, was just save you some trades to set you up for the rest of the years. But now I got salty Mochaccino. Anyway, on the positive side, he did manage to scrape 2,300 with Gawn, Heaney, Rankin, Govan and Fisher on the pine and Merritt as captain.
That's a big score.
Rookies did the job. That's pretty good, Wahab, considering so many are out, but...
I know all my rookies stepped up too. Like, my lowest score was Sheasel, Dacos and Merritt. And 2 of them were captain and vice-captain. I picked the worst people to captain and vice-captain.
Well, we got plenty... Oh, I can't wait. I've got some good captains this week, and I reckon we're going to nail them on the fucking nose.
We are being really pathetic at captain choices.
CJ!
My boy CJ, he was flustered all week, champ. You know who to bring in, who to get. I want to read his comment. Go.
CJ, lads, questions in the Facebook post. He CBF's writing it. Love your work. CJ, thanks heaps, mate. Good to see you back on the leaderboard.
I love him.
Just when Wahab's dropped 2 coffees, you dropped 5, and now I'm catching him closely.
He's catching him closely, and let's see how we go. George, what is next? We can't find us. You know where to find us, George. Right over here.
Now, guys, you have to come find us. And guess what, Matty? You know what? Last week we said, please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. 50% haven't. You got Jordy, everyone subscribe. We actually had one of the highest amount of subscribers we've had in a week since we said that comment. So thanks a lot, guys. And if you still haven't, just hit the like button. Helps the algorithm a bit.
How many extra
I think it was extra 25.
That's some good subscribers.
Guys, all right, Matty. There's so much we need to talk about, but let's talk about the number one thing right now. Let's talk about Maxi Gawn. Okay, you traded out Gawn.
Yeah.
I kept Gawn. Now, based on everything you've read and you've discussed, and we've Googled the injury, and we've done too much research on it. When do you think Gawn will be back?
I'm still skeptical. I still think he'll be ready for, getting the numbers that he earns and deserves is... Well, you told me a good stat, champ. Out of the last 7 games, 9 games, he scored over 100 and what?
15.
Twice,
yeah.
So, and he's still 600,000 just shy under.
He is.
So, I had Took Miller, Rankin, Took, Gawn. Those are the 3... but obviously I didn't care about Day. But Heaney, obviously, we're not going to trade him out because he's only out for 1 week. We're hoping he was coming back in. People that would have had Fisher, you would think he was going to come back in this week. He didn't. Might come back next week because he got 27 touches. But with Rankin and Gawn, they were the most expensive players on my field. So I thought, let's get premiums to match for it because I couldn't get rid of Day for a premium. It would have just been Day for someone shit.
And you got in Big Sherry and Big Cordwell. Those are 2 absolute premium price. Where I'm bringing in Philippou and
so Jordy's using his 2 of his last 3 trades with Hogan's and Philippou's. I'm bringing in Sherry's and Codwell's, which I think who knows? We'll see what happens. But
don't want to eat your words too early, do you?
Well, look, Jordy was that he put so much seeds in my mind, like cracked fibulas, champ. You did a lot of research.
Chipped fibula.
So he's called doctors, he's called chiros, he's called everyone to see what the recovering. What is the recovering after all the research?
You know what? So Goodwin's come out recently and he's said that
he's had a good couple of days.
He's had a good couple of days. He's progressed a little bit better than I guess what they were initially expecting. Gawn is expecting to get back ASAP. You know, I reckon best case scenario he can come back this week. I don't think he will. I think a realistic Gawn time. I think he's not this week. I think he's coming in next week. So that makes him 2 weeks out. That's what I think Gawn will come back as.
That's what we're all hoping for.
Especially after, this is very important, especially after beating Essendon inside the top 8 now. You think if they lost that game to Essendon, they would have taken a little bit more conservative approach, knowing that maybe the finals are past them.
Or maybe because they won a game without him, they think, let's give him a couple more
I'm
weeks.
sure they know that Essendon is Essendon, and I don't think they will need Max Gawn in the ruck more than Harrison Petty to win games.
Who have they got next week?
I think it was, I could be wrong, but it could be Adelaide. No, that's Essendon. Shame you put me on the spot here, haven't you?
Okay. Anyway, I still think Gawn...
It's Fremantle, at Fremantle. That's a tough one.
And they don't have a Sean Darcy, or maybe they do. Who knows?
Sean Darcy will be back from concussion.
Let's hope he breaks his ankle in that concussion.
Maybe we don't hope injury on players, but let's hope if anyone does get injured...
It's Sean Darcy.
Sean, sorry, I know you watch this every night.
I know you watch this all the time, Sean.
But anyway, so I think we'll be back in 2 weeks, or well, technically 1 week from now. So, and you, what do you think about Gawn?
I think, like you said, Cham, there was a lot of things that are on the spectrum as far as what he's been scoring and how much he is right now. So a lot of people will have got rid of him because he was one of the most traded out players last week, leading into the Friday. If you still hold on to him, you're just going to keep him. There's no point getting rid of him now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you're thinking that he's going to be missing for 2 to 3 weeks last week. So you're just going to hold him. But again, he was one of the most traded. He was number one, the most traded out player.
That was not in your team or overall?
No, overall.
Really? Okay.
I just thought because he had a lot of money, he's worth a lot of money. His break-even is pretty high. He hasn't scored over 115 in 9 weeks, or more than twice.
Great stat.
Great stat. But yeah, I snared the Sherry because he's run home and
he's good. He looks like an R1, R2 for next year, I reckon.
He hasn't scored anything lower than 100 in like 8 weeks. He's just a machine.
Especially in North Melbourne, Matt Zeebs. Now, I think that's enough about Gawny. Now, let's talk about some reinforcements coming back into our team. We've got Heaney, but let's talk about Alex Sexton first up, because out of Sexton and Fisher, they both played VFL games, similar roles, but I think one's more likely to come back than the other. So Sexton, he played in Gold Coast's VFL side. Obviously, the Gold Coast seniors beat Port Adelaide. So when a team wins, you can see there's little room for change in their senior lineup unless there's injuries.
There is a couple of guys that could be suspended.
And their VFL team lost. And I think Sexton was not in the best top 5 players. So I'll tell you some Sexton stats. So he had 20, I think it went up to 25 by the time they finished calculating the ones that didn't. So he had 25 touches, 6 marks, 5 tackles, 5 clearances. And he wasn't that impressive. I saw him. I actually thought he was pulled out of the game because I hadn't seen him for so long. I thought, oh shit, did they take out Sexton to be a late inclusion in the Gold Coast game? Because I hadn't seen him in 15 minutes.
That would be so handy.
But he was just playing bad.
Yeah, right.
So he was on like 11, 12 touches 5 minutes into the second quarter.
Yeah.
I'm like, where is he? I haven't seen him in 10, 15 minutes. I haven't seen his stats go up. And like, I'm getting worried.
That he might be a call up.
Yeah, and then I checked.
Why are we getting worried?
Because other people have him.
Like?
You.
Yeah.
And obviously Swallow wasn't playing because he was managed.
Yeah, right.
And not admitted. And straight back in next week. So Friarini's got 35 touches.
Yeah, they did have some big numbers.
Tom Berry had 34. Atkins had 32. Tatsis had 31. Mahoney had 28, I think. So
well, there's a couple of balls. I think Roses and someone else got the...
He clipped, what's his name, behind the back of the head with his elbow.
Oh, well, if that's not going to get a 1 week and Heaney did, then that's ridiculous.
Well, remember Jesse Hogan's punch to the face early in the year, and he turned to someone, punched him in the face twice, and he got off. That's what he does. Heaney just
did a little tap.
Get off me, nah. So, look, with that, I don't think Sexton's going to get a call up this week. There was Atkins.
I'm not expecting him to anyway. Like, obviously, Heaney coming back as mine, because I did cop a 0. That's why Jordy did score better than me this week.
Or even if I didn't have that Hogan, I still would have scored better than you by 25 or so points.
Yeah.
No, exactly.
Give or take.
No,
but that's not how you look at it.
No, because I wouldn't have traded in Hogan.
You wouldn't have got Hogan. You would have got Heaney instead. So your 70 points would have been irrelevant, and we would have got the same points.
But I would have my trade.
Like you're an idiot, because I would have got
Heaney. You're getting
I would have got Heaney scored. You probably wouldn't have played Dowling, and I would have won.
I definitely would have played Dowling. It's
over
like
who? Over who?
Kruger.
Oh, Kruger. Okay.
So
fair enough.
Now,
but then you would have lost by 50 points then.
Let's talk about Zach Fisher.
Yes.
Because this is a completely different situation. So the senior side, Kangaroos got destroyed, and the VFL Kangaroos side won. And unlike the Suns, there wasn't like 5 players ahead of Sexton. There was only 1 player above Fisher, in terms of possessions at least. So it's not a bad shout that Fisher might get a call up, especially after McKershey got benched for 16 minutes in the last quarter. And Jack Watkins got 29.
Thanks. Who's Jack Watkins anyway?
Exactly. We might find out.
And Will Dawson, everybody got 10 touches and 3 marks. Something like that.
That's important to know.
That's important to know.
Because people want to know Yeah, because
you don't have to talk about it. That's all you have to say. What did they get?
That's what they get. The
Right,
players
yeah.
that might get a game ahead of them. Champ, I know Supercoach is boring for you.
Champ,
That your season's
I would
over.
rather be watching this. I'd rather be hearing your CBAs of last year. That's how boring this fucking shit is. Move on.
Champ, people want to know.
They know.
Yeah, okay, but they
Know
wanted
now.
to know.
They know now.
Yes, but they wanted to know. Champ, just because your season's over.
Champ,
doesn't
it's
mean
not
everyone
over yet. Champ, I'm first on the ladder and I'm going to get that cash.
No, because you're first in the cash league because you went.
Champ, okay, we play Supercoach to get money. If you want to do bragging rights just because you're ranked 33,000.
Oh, it was all about bragging rights every time you scored more than me, wasn't it?
No, it's only the last 5 weeks. But I'm now playing for money on Spiristic, Champ. You're ranked 3,000 something, I'm ranked 4,000 something, whatever it is. When I go on the top 100,
So what's your plans if you get another injury?
back up, hoping all like what type? I don't know. I don't have any players. I got no trades.
Are we going to be looking at the injury list and look at Took Miller and see?
Champ, I'm just glad.
Oh, buddy, I'm just asking some questions.
I'm just glad that it's on the back end of the last 3 weeks of Supercoach final series before we even made that question. So the last 3 weeks, as long as my boys can hold it for 3 weeks, I'm fine because I'll get that I'll get the $200 already. And if I
Are you still talking? All right, let's get to the shit questions.
after the slow burn of Fisher's stats and Watkins, you fucking idiot. Go
People
on.
want to know the
They
VFL
really
game.
give a shit about Watkins. Anyway, go.
Well, if they need to know if they're the
asked-
who's the first person that's going to get a call up? Maybe it's not Fisher, maybe it's Watkins.
Please talk about
Champ,
something else.
one
Champ.
day
If
you will
talk-
understand the importance
Oh,
of
champ.
players performing in the VFL. that are
Just
in the
tell them
VFL.
the stats. You can just look at around the leagues on AFL website. We've talked about.
I watched them play.
Jordy, I still can't believe
If I don't-
I still can't believe we're talking about Fisher and
We're only
Watkins.
talking about it because you're making a big deal about it.
I'm not making a big deal. You asked me a direct question about what's my plans are. Then you're like, oh, you're still talking. No one asked you about what the fuck Watkins' possessions were. Go to the next question. Let's hear it. The Facebook questions, the stupid shit questions. And if anyone talks about Watkins and Fisher, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose it, champ. Please go ahead and read these questions.
All right, everyone. Sorry to What is Zach Fisher back?
And what did Watkins get in the VFL? You go.
All right. Now, Reece Kennedy says, "Who would you trade?"
Kennedy.
It is Kennedy. Who would you trade out for Neil or Dunkley out of these midfielders? Steele or Dawson? Or get in LDU for the run home. He has 185 in the bank with 2 trades left. So, Matty, this guy wants to bring in Neil, Dunkley, or UDL.
I did look into North Melbourne's run home because I bought in Sherry and it's looking pretty spicy, champ. So I'll probably put in order Neil just over LDU and then a Dunkley. And to get rid of, they're the ones I'll put in order. I would get rid of Steele before Dawson. Yeah.
All right.
that's
now,
mine.
if you want a completely different opinion, I would get Dunkley. I would then get Neil. Then I'd get LDU. Obviously, most injury prone is LDU. I don't want to tell you to get anyone. Someone asked me last week, should I get Sarong or Trelong? Maybe Trelaw will outscore Sarong, but at least he won't get injured. And a late withdrawal from the game. Trelaw's calf is out. He might not even make it up this week, so we might have to have a look at that one, Matty. But Dunkley, I feel like he's going to fly under the radar.
He always does.
They've got Sydney this week, which is a really tough matchup. You've got Roe Bottoms and James Jordans. If anyone's getting tagged, it's Lockie Neal. And I think maybe from here on in, Dunkley could outscore him and is a bit of a pod more than Neal.
Yeah, right.
So I like Dunkley or Neal. Then I have UDL last.
UDL.
That's what do you call him?
Yeah.
And I'd get rid of Dawson.
Fair enough. That's completely different from me.
It is.
Hope we helped with your question, champ.
Hope you answered your question, Reece. Now, Nathan, what the heck do I do with Jack Crisp? Was amazing before in the last 3 rounds, but I feel like he's playing on the wing and fix-it roles.
Well, he always was a fix-it role. You are correct. He was
fixing it in the midfield before DeGoey and
Pendles came
and
back.
all
Now
that.
now they're all kind of back in. But he still get a stint in the CBAs, that Crisp though. But he did start on the bench, and when they kicked the first 3 goals against Collingwood, he was not happy. That Crisp was. But what do you do? How many trades has he got? You don't know.
Look, if we don't know how many trades you have, but if you've got a full premium team and you work with a bit of trades, feel free to get rid of him. But as a D6, I don't think it's the end of the world
fine,
to have Crisp there. I personally never liked him because I knew that's a temporary.
And you know he's not injury
midfield
prone.
role.
He's the longest playing player to have consecutive games in a row.
The
So
striker was the second one before he got his spleen split in half. But anyway,
thank you to Dusty.
Richard Froggy. Should Sam Draper, get dropped and Goldie get a return for Essendon? I would answer that.
say
I
yes,
feel like
yeah.
he played well, but against Petty, he should have done a lot. If it was Goldstein instead of there, he would have demolished him.
He's never been a great ruckman or Supercoach relevant at all, and that's
all Sol ruckmen are relevant when they become relevant. You know, like they're all gonna average at least an 80.
Yeah.
I feel like being a Sol ruckman, it's just about when.
Draper, I don't think Draper's got the athletic ability to get those 20 plus touches like Grundys and, you know, Sherrys and Englishes and at the top tier. Like, is this even about Supercoach or is this?
He hasn't, well, not really, but maybe. He has an athletic profile.
Yeah. Oh, well, of course he does, yeah.
But, you know,
he hasn't.
What's he done? What's he done with it?
He hasn't built his craft up to be one of those premium ruckmans.
I think Essendon losing that game to Melbourne when a ruckman should have dominated. I think he should be.
Two of their best players were out. They didn't have a ruckman and they didn't have Petrarca.
It's really just not a good enough performance for Essendon. I wouldn't be surprised if Draper got dropped.
I don't even think that was Supercoach relevant. But anyway,
I'm happy to speak football. Now Daniel wants to know: should he keep Christian Salem? So who should he trade in?
He had a stinker game. I wouldn't keep him anymore. You would have got him when he was cheap and he made your money. My wife traded him out a long time ago, but I think he's a decent price for something. But
you can pretty much get anyone. I don't know if you got money to play.
Look, I know you don't like it, but Tom Strutt's role I'm really liking. I'm really liking Tom Strutt's role, and he's still under 500,000, I believe.
Piece of shit.
So if you don't have Tom Stewart, I reckon he's a really good option to
Houston,
upgrade.
Sheasel, Dacos,
but they're all way more expensive.
Sinclair.
Like, if you got no money, obviously, if you got all the money in the world,
even get Elliot Yeo.
Pick those players, even Elliot Yeo. But
get that injury-prone idiot.
But that Stewart looks pretty good in the midfield.
Hate him. Don't trust him for a second. He will ruin your Supercoach season.
He just hurt you.
He hurt me because he's shit.
But he's been playing pretty well in the last
He can play pretty well, but he's going to play shit because he will revert back to his natural form, which is shit.
No, don't say that, champ. He's pretty good.
He's horrible.
He's an All-Australian.
Now...
And he's a premiership.
Yeah, but he's getting on. CJ, he's going to be replaced by Holmes and all that. So CJ, he has 474 to get a player in the forward line. Who should I bring in? I've already had a look-see. Mm-hmm. I think Simpkin might be the best one at that price. Mm-hmm. He's getting a bit more CBAs. He's racking up a bit of the football.
Does he have Jackson still or no?
Jackson's not under that price anyway.
No, he's
regardless.
Not.
So
did he get a crap number the other week? I thought he was. Anyway.
I don't think there's anyone much better than that price. No. There's obviously the Kernos. Jeremy Cameron's now the solo forward in Geelong. No. I think Simpkin's probably the best one,
I
CJ.
Agree. Simpkin, I was tinkering with Simpkin trying to get him too. No one else. I like Ben Keys, to be honest. His last 3 games have been pretty impressive. Check him out.
He has been impressive the last 3 games, but I don't think he's going to keep it up. He's playing in the forward line. He's just kicking goals.
Look, what everyone doesn't understand is there's only 6 games left. So, you know, all these injury-prone players, you just hope they're going to carry on for the next 3 or 4 games at least. You know, if they're going to have a rest, they should have one in the game we won the prelim or qualifying. But, look, man, it's risk. It's do or die. Who cares? Like, right now, if you like someone, pick them. Like,
don't bet Ben Keys.
Yeah, we got Hogan. I'd rather Ben Keys than Hogan.
Keys is more expensive than Hogan.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he is.
No, he wasn't.
I'd rather get Hogan than Ben Keys. I don't know what I'm talking about this. Brad Lawler, should I burn my last trade to get rid of Matty Rowell? No.
Oh, I hate him. I don't know why. Every time you said keep him.
But he's got
over 90.
Okay, he's got 1 trade left. You're going to go to your last trade just a sideways
He's getting 60s.
I'd rather 60s than get a 90. Do I sideways?
All right, how about your loop Rowell? Keep your trade and loop Rowell with a Dowling because Dowling is getting 40 points more than Rowell.
That's what I say. I don't want to go. I don't think. What's his name? Fucking Brad should go down to Go down to 1 trade, 0 trades. That's the sideways Rowell. When who knows?
He's shit. He's not in good form.
Okay, he's not in good form. That's why he's considering trading him out. But to go to 0 trades just to trade him out.
How much money?
Do you think you're going to get 0 injuries from now until the end of the Supercoach season in round 23?
Which is only 6 rounds.
6 rounds without 1 injury.
That's happened.
When has that ever happened? This first 6 games, we didn't even get no injuries.
We got no injuries.
Oh, didn't you? I got Tom Stewart. I'm sure there was other ones as well.
No, there wasn't. Not in our team. No.
Nah, don't be silly. Corey. I'm not sure who was worse at hitting targets, Tom Green or Trump Shooter.
Definitely Trump Shooter. Well, he only used a stupid rifle. Like, he could have used a better gun. But anyway, I love Trump, so I don't.
So I didn't even. I saw what happened, but I didn't really. Did someone actually try and shoot him with bullets?
It was like a crap rifle. It wasn't.
So it's like a rifle made.
It was a 20-year-old kid. It's not meant to kill people. It was like a hunting rifle. It was like one of those things that you.
So it's meant to kill animals and bears.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say bears, but
deers.
It's a weak. It's a weak gun, and I'm surprised he even got him close.
Okay, if there's a deer out there that's getting killed by a gun, I'm pretty sure it's going to kill me. I got shot by it.
You're stronger than a deer.
I mean,
stop it.
Speaking, Tom Green had about 43% efficiency all up. Trump Shooter's about 0% efficiency, so I would say Tom Green's
He did kill somebody else, and
did he?
Someone got ricocheted and died in the process.
Oh, okay. Was he an animal?
No, it was a human. Straight in the head.
So, do you understand what you're saying? Yeah, it's a stupid gun that couldn't kill someone. Yeah, it ricocheted to kill someone.
In a body shot, you know. Anyway.
Champ, you're the one who said...
All right, Champ.
All right, buddy. Now, let's go to the most traded in and out players, Matty. I saw it and almost
laughed.
I almost laughed.
You read about it, Champ.
Zane True, number one pick.
Superstar. What a gun from West Coast. Got 104.
138k. Did he got a 90 something?
Did he get 100?
No. He got 15 CBAs.
No, Taylor got 100 or something.
Yeah, Zach Taylor from Adelaide. First game not as a sub, he got over 100 and he looked good. About the same price as Zane True. I'll prefer to get him if he's not the sub. You'll just see Friday night if he is. I'll prefer to him over Zane True. You got your premiums that everyone wants. You got your Cordwells,
Damn right
your Lockie Neals.
Oh yeah, you do.
And Zach Butters. And now I've not heard this expression, Matty, since about maybe round 6 or round 10 this season. Chasing points. There are people trading in Nick Martin. Is that chasing points or what? There's no role change. He just slotted 4 goals.
4 beauties.
That's chasing points.
That is.
Like, he could easily get a 70 next week.
Easily.
So, do not get Nick Martin. And Luke Jackson's chasing points as well because Sean Darcy's coming back in. So,
but again, I don't mind Luke Jackson because there's not much. If you've got Codwells, Flanders, Heaney's, like Luke Jackson,
there's not much. You may as well get a very young superstar, Philippou. 2 100s in a row, playing a midfield role in St Kilda. Now with a very easy, I told you the draw last week, West Coast Eagles, Mattys. Philippou at 2.6 could even be a better pick than some of the Simpkins out there, Mattys.
So the Simpkins, yeah, maybe about the Simpkins could just save 200,000 and they'll probably put the same output. But look, who knows? Philippou, who knows with St Kilda's? Crouch isn't coming back anytime soon, is he?
I don't think so, Mattys. He's got some injury niggles in his knee. And number one trade out player, Sexton.
My boy.
And I won't even mention the rest because they're not important because we all want to get to everybody's favourite segment, Matty and Jordys Shit Team. All right, Matt Seeves.
Let's have a look, champ.
Now, you go through my team first because I'm the winner. I get to decide.
Yeah, that's true. All right, champ.
You make the rules, I follow them.
I make the rules. Champ, let me load up this Jordys Shit Team. I should have even looked at it properly. All right, champ, how did you go today? Champ, talk me through it. What did you scout?
2-3. 4-2.
Now, champ, where did you could have gone better? So you captain, clearly.
Hogan.
Totally.
Kruger.
Now, champ. All right, let's look at that 4 line of yours, champ. So we've got Flanders, Zorko, Hogan, Philippou, Dowling, Fisher. Champ, if I told you at the start of the year this is going to be your final 4 line, what would you have told me? If I said, Jordy, you are going to have Flanders, Zorko. So Zorko and Hogan, the 2 oldest idiots in the world. Jordy hates guys with high age. She's been chatting about every episode.
Key forwards I did for him.
Key forwards, yeah. Key forwards too, champ. So, champ, you're going to have Flanders, Zorko, Hogan, Philippou.
Hogan is F7.
Philippou, Fisher, Dowling and Kruger in your team. What would you have thought? Matty, you crazy?
Mate,
don't lie to me.
Pretty much.
Don't lie to me.
I'm not lying. That's fucking insane. That's a insane forward line, and not in a good insane way.
Jeb, everything went well for you this week. Some big scores with Gouldens and Martins, really dominating. Jeb, I don't even know what to say. Fisher's coming back. Hopefully he does, and we can have an even spread. Heaney will come back in. I'm assuming Dowling. So Dowling's going to be on the bench when Heaney comes back.
Dowling will be doing loops with Clary in the midfield.
So Dowling is now going to be the...
And hopefully when Gawn comes back, Fisher comes back, that's my full team.
There you go. So you got Heaney. So you're going to... Yeah, that's pretty... So Dowling will go into the midfield. Heaney will come down in the forward. You would have Fisher on the field as a full primo team with Philippou. So Philippou and Kruger are going to be doing F6, F7 roles. And Oliver and Dowling are going to be doing M8 and M9 roles.
Yeah,
champ.
until Gawn comes back, buddy.
Well, that's interesting, champ. That's very, very interesting.
So there you go. Obviously, this stage of the year, not exactly how I wanted to look my
champ,
team.
you know what's fucked up? It's just 40 trades. Why do we not have 7 premiums on the bench with 40 trades? How?
I'll tell you how. You know, we should get into our worst.
This team last year with 5 less trains, our team was way better than it is.
How about this, champ?
Yeah.
End of the year, we'll do our worst. Do a segment, our worst trades. And
champ.
I got some beauties.
I got some beauties.
We both got some. That's how we ended up here. Now, you're done with my shit team.
Champ, look, there's nothing much to say, champ. You've done very well. Congratulations.
Thank you, buddy.
I
can tell you really mean it.
Goulden and Martin just got their 80s instead of 140s. Champ, would have been a different story. Then I would have been laughing at the bank. Champ, I'll get on my seat. No.
All right, let's get to Matty's shit team. Now, Matty, look at that bench. Now, Took Miller. Mm-hmm. Is he just gonna?
He's just gonna
stay there. And aren't you lucky that Humphries just decided to score massive points?
He's gonna keep doing that
in his third game, and that is just pure luck.
Champ, okay, because Philip is a superstar.
Yeah,
anyway,
Philip was getting 100s before I got him. This guy was getting 70s before. You got him before you even played a game.
That's right.
That's pretty lucky, don't you think?
I read up on it. I did my research.
Oh, okay, make yourself. All right.
I did.
Now, Hayden Young was flying through that first quarter, and Cick, you must have thought he was in for a big scale.
He kept on doing a lot of free kicks against in the last dying minutes. He's such an arsehole. He does it all the time.
What went wrong for Sam Walsh this week? Was he tagged? He was playing the Dogs. He can't be.
Was it Bedford? No.
Why would Bedford tag someone?
No, he was just shit. I don't even think he got a touch in the last quarter. I was so upset. I was watching at the pub when I was out with the boys. But, I was pretty disappointed that Carlton were so shit on the weekend. And
don't worry, they got North Melbourne, so...
do you want him to do too good? Because
he didn't.
I know, because the guy that I had against him had him captain, and I still...
He was like 100. He was like 400 points away from you at the end of the round.
Oh, champ, I was killing him.
Wouldn't have mattered. Okay. Now, Rosie.
Yes.
Pretty good. I've got nothing really to say about him, but let's talk about Elliot Yeo, because he can't keep up 108 surely.
Why not? He's a primo.
He's an old man.
He's just like Hogan is, and just like...
He's just like, I wish.
Just like Hogan is. But
now, Matty,
he's not old.
Matty.
Yes.
You copped a 0 this week.
I did. That's pretty much...
And it hurt.
It hurt.
So, he comes back, that 0 is covered.
Yeah.
What happens if there's one other player out this week?
Who knows? Hopefully Hugo Garcia and some Dawsons and some Marty Hawes get some call-ups. But let's just hope that forward line can stay strong, champ.
Now, yeah, it looks real good.
Look, if Heaney comes back in, hopefully Sexton can come back in too. But if he can't, I'll just be playing Dowling and Heaney.
So, your final midfield is going to be Humphries at M8?
It seems like
Can you loop him with anyone? Because I see you got Jordan Clark who's playing, but
I can, because I can throw Humphries back into the...
And play Clark in the midfield.
I could play Clark or loop him with Primo, yeah, for sure.
Fantastic.
Fantastic indeed.
And then that's the forward line. I guess Heaney comes back in for Sexton.
Heaney comes back in for Hugo Garcia, chap.
Sorry?
And then,
Heaney comes in for Hugo Garcia, and then Sexton goes on the bench, Heaney comes on.
And then
is Dowling your M6?
For now.
F6 for the rest of the year?
No, we're not for the rest of the year until good old Sexton comes back, yeah. Yeah, that's the plan.
I got this deja vu where I was being incredibly criticised for having Dowling at F6.
Champ, Dowling's your M9 pretty much. Your M8.
M9.
M8.
Clary's my M8.
Well,
he scored 100, champ.
Champ, he's not going to score 100. Champ, so did Dowling.
Well, he did for this week.
Yeah. But so when I play him as F6, he's going to score me 100s. When you play him, he scores a nice 70s, 60s.
All right. There we go. That's Mattys Team, and that's how it's going to look for the rest of the year, ladies and gentlemen.
That's how it's going to look, guys. Keep in touch. I've got some optimism.
That is fantastic. Now, obviously, if your team sucks, you're going to need some good captain choices. So let's get Matty some good captain choices this week, because I have some perfect ones for you, ladies and gentlemen. First game of the round, Friday.
Are you doing Merritt? Are you doing Merritt?
Versus Adelaide.
Yeah.
Zach Merritt.
Is he Drew?
Third easiest matchup for inside midfielders against the Adelaide Crows, according to DFS. They don't tag. When you think of teams that don't tag, it's pretty much Gold Coast, Adelaide,
Berry in the
Collingwood.
Midfield?
Sorry?
Isn't Berry in the midfield?
Sam Berry's not tagging.
He's not tagging anymore?
He's like the new Matt Crouch.
Right.
He's actually playing pretty good.
Oh,
so I think a Merritt vice captain is not without a question. He's in my top 3 captaincies this week.
What do you think about Tom Green against Gold Coast?
Well, who would think Tom Green?
Because he get 37 touches, he's bound to hit some targets.
He's bound to, but are you going to waste the VC on it?
No.
Absolutely not. He could.
Definitely not.
And that's probably one of the good games to do it, where Suns don't tag anyone. And you got St Kilda versus the Eagles. I don't think there's anything that...
I'm so glad when Hager's out, he's not going to touch my Elliot Yo. Love that for me.
They probably would have went to Harley Reid anyway.
Yeah, fair enough, you're right.
Now, if you're feeling Dacos against Hawthorn, just know that not
Phil
only...
McGuinness is included.
Not only is Dacos in some horrible form, Hawthorn's the team he averages the least amount of points against. So it is risky. But when you got a little bit later that day, Port Adelaide versus Richmond, leaks the most points. Zach Butters got 175
He's going to get
earlier in the year.
He's going to get another 9.
Keep that in mind. They weren't tagging. They've only started recently tagging the Tigers with Graham. So he could be tagged. That could cap his ceiling a little bit.
They're going to go berserk.
At Port Adelaide as well. So you're going to expect, if they're tagging Butters, Rose could get off the chain a little bit as well. So it might be a huge day.
There's some better captain options, definitely. I don't even know where I'm going to go. I'll probably say wrap it up with the Merritt Vice, potentially a Butters or a Rose captain against Richmond if you're feeling a bit lucky there. I wouldn't touch Dacos. Wouldn't touch anyone from the GWS Gold Coast game champ. Would you go Bont with...
Now, Matty, Bont has got some good scores. So the last 2 scores against Geelong, he's got 141 and 146. He averages a gigantic amount of points at JMHBA Stadium.
Well, if Treloar's out for this weekend, I don't know, because he was tagged and he popped up and kicked a couple of goals against Carlton with Chinchilla doing the first half tag on Bont. And Bont ended up getting 108, which I didn't think he deserved, but as you know, Bont
gets... So the last 2 weeks, he's been pretty down. What I did like about his game this week, Matty, is that he played his midfield role. If Treloar's out again, he would definitely be something I'm considering captain or vice captain.
Is there any people that you would captain on Sunday, champ?
I think it's only going to be Bont, Merritt, Bont, Merritt, or Butters for me. That's it. I'm not considering anyone else.
Okay. Bont, Merritt, or Butters for the Jews. Yeah, I'm just trying to think.
I even like them more than Lockie Neal this week.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough, champ. I would agree. Probably Merritt and a Bont and a... Yeah, I'll probably go there as 2. Skip and Dacos, champ. What else we got to talk about?
I think that's it, Matty. We are done. And after the season is concluded, I will be doing the Brownlow team votes. Each team, and we will be, if you want to come join me, Matty, what do you think the Brownlow each team vote's going to get?
For a nice big sports bet multi.
You know, ladies and gentlemen, we gamble responsibly.
That's the only thing that means we work well with is the sports bet multi, that's for sure.
Now, I'll tell you what, halfway through the Eagles game, I put some money on you for the Brownlow at $8. He's already come into $6.
Some good fucking team votes you would have got.
No, that's pretty good. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. And remember, go to Spotify, give us 5 stars. I think 3 or 4 people did last episode. Appreciate your likes, like and subscribe.
See you, everybody.
We'll see you on the next exciting episode. So see you later.
SuperCoach Zeebs.